Carlos. Carlos first heard about the maze on a cool afternoon in autumn. He liked nothing better than working his way through mazes. In fact, he was an expert at finding the path from the beginning to end without getting lost. He knew many of the tricks maze makers use to discipline people trying to find the solution to their puzzle. He was in the kitchen creating his special ham sandwich with lettuce, onions, pickles, mayo mustard, and peanut butter when his mother came with Alf. Alf backed once, wagged his tail, panted the ham, sat down and stared at Carlos. Alf knew that Carlos would feed him because Carlos always fed him. Carlos did everything for Alf. He filled Alf's bowls, took him for walks, he brushed him when he was irritated. He even let Alf live beside him. Carlos taught Alf a small piece of ham and went back to creating his masterpiece. "Have you told Javier yet?" Carlos asked, as he folded his sandwich together and took a bite. Javier was Carlos' big brother, and he's no interest in mazes whatsoever. "Not yet. He'll hate it, if he doesn't have something to do with sport. But you know what I mean." "I know he won't be thrilled," Mom said as she worked, "but we went to the sportsplex for him. This time we're doing the maze for you." Javier buzzed into the kitchen as Carlos was putting the dishes into the dishwasher. Javier was wet, loud, and invigorated. "I did it again," he boomed as he opened the refrigerator door and drank out the ham. "Make me a ham sandwich, little bro, because I am the man and the king of the playing field with 3 base hits and a home run, and I deserve a reward." Carlos considered telling his brother to make his own sandwich, but his mother stepped in and told Javier, like a big star like him, was fully capable of making his own sandwich. Sometimes Xavier made his little brother feel like things Carlos was good at didn't matter. Carlos got better grades in school. He was an expert chess player and an excellent cook, and he was brilliant on the computer. Javier could not care less. "Play chess with me, Javier," Carlos was saying. "Chess? Why would I play a boring game like chess? I could be hit a home run or making touchdowns. I'm going to throw out some passes. Have fun thinking about your next chess move for 3 hours." As Javier ate his sandwich, he learned of the family's trip to the maze. "What's a corn maze?" Javier said, through the mouthful of his monster sandwich. "They are like the mazes in my puzzle books, but only 3D, and made by cutting paths through the stalks in the cornfield," Carlos explained. "Some of them are based on the hedge lithotripsy design that are hundreds and hundreds of years old. Most of those are easy to walk through," Carlos added. "Some are in modern design, take up arcs of land, and take hours to solve. And the one we're not going to is supposed to be difficult, but not impossible." "Not really my thing," Javier muttered. "I'll stay with friend. We're all alone going," his father said firmly, and Carlos was glad his dad stuck for him. Carlos and his family piled into the car the next afternoon, driving to the farm with the corn maze. When the people were seated, Off crossed in the pony and fell asleep on Carlos' feet. As Dad drove to the farm, Javier mentioned the contest at least 10 times. He set up the rules and boundaries. He reminded Carlos to be prepared for a very long, exhausting month of chores, and told him over and over again that he had no chance of winning. Carlos didn't answer Xavier, not even once. They were on his bedrooms, and he and Calosia all lost in the tiny music that was leaking from his headphones. After a while, he took off the headphones and sat up. "So, little bro," he said, "if I had to go to this boring maze, maybe we should go to a contest to make it more exciting." Carlos couldn't believe his big brother was going to really suggest the exact same thing he just thought. He couldn't have planned it better. "How about we say that the last one through the maze does all the chores in the house for a month?" Javier continued. Well, okay," Carlos said, trying to sound calm. "It's a deal then," Javier agreed, and then he left. Carlos and his family peeled into the car the next afternoon to drive to the farm with the corn maze. When the people were settled, all crawled in, and probably fell asleep on the couch. Wait, I did this already. Yeah. Carlos started out with Earth following close behind. He knew the maze was created to make a picture of an apple tree full fresh fruit from billboard he had seen from Cole's ways here. His experience with other mazes told him that the maze start was probably at the base of the tree's trunk, and that were most likely possible path those. The maze each is owned with exit at the top of the tree. It didn't take Carlos for long to remember where he had been or to figure out the correct paths. After about 10 minutes, he knew he had to be close to the exit. He couldn't believe he had solved the maze so quickly. Then Carlos came to a dead end. He quickly retraced his steps to the crossroads, where he had taken the left fork, and instead looked right. As Carlos moved on, finding his turning way, he turned back, considering his options. We could imagine his brother flashing down in the middle of the maze. 1, 2, 3, here we go, Javier shouted as it soon became their turn. Javier took off, disappearing quickly into the first pop or cut through the hall. Tall, brown corn stalks. Carlos and F did not move. Carlos was thinking, and F was waiting. "Okay, F," Carlos finally says. "This may be the most difficult mazes we ever tried, but we're clever. We can beat it. Javi will try to race through the maze. That's the way to win. Our strategy will be take our time and think about each of the paths." Carlos knew he could easily win this contest now. He was so close to the exit, but he thought he could also hurt Xavier. Then he chuckled as he heard Xavier shouting about how unfair it was. He had found himself in a dead end for the first time. It took Carlos about another 5 minutes before he saw the exit in front of him. Carlos raised his arm in victory and started to jog in rocking. Carlos could hardly believe it. His big brother would have to respect his win. Javier would be doing his chores for a whole month. He felt like he was floating. The dilemma. Then Carlos heard Javier again. This time Javier was failing. He was almost sounded panic, but Carlos shouldn't be sure. What should he do? What if Javier was trying to trick Carlos from finishing the maze? Carlos was in a dilemma. He could take the final step to the exit and win. Forget about Javi. He could jeopardize his wins. Believe Javi was in trouble. Go back to help him. He could even stay where he was and hope that his brother mates would help him brother. Carlos stood there and looked down at Off. Then Javi started calling for help and suddenly seriously blow. "This is no joke," Carlos felt Xavier must hurt him. He had to do something, so he traced his steps. He checked the maze path near Xavier's cries, but he didn't find Xavier. He went right back to the next junction, and when he went right, he had come to the lane. The path blew in front of Carlos. He could see Xavier's running shoes sticking out from where the corn curved. Xavier looked like he had been trying to pull himself up, but had twisted his ankle badly in a hollow one in the dirt path. "So, little bro, you got here fast," Xavier said, crackling green. "You must have not been far ahead of me. Just let, just let's just get you out of here," said Carlos. Xavier threw his arm around Carlos' shoulders to support his weight. As they walked, Jarvis boasted about how he was running down the path, his mind on the exit, so he didn't see a hole. He was going so fast that it was much a surprise. Not even Hercules could have stopped himself from going down. "I've wiped out before," Jarvis said, "but I didn't see this one coming. I'm glad you weren't too far ahead," he continued. "I tried to walk, but when I tried to put my weight on my ankle, it just gave out. I definitely wasn't going to hop all the way out." "The wind. Actually, big girl, I was almost out when I heard you yelling," Carlos said quietly. Javier looked up. He could see the exit clearly. His storytelling had distracted him from the fact that they were still inside the maze and in the contest. "Well, what do you know?" Javier said, looking his little brother in the eye. "Does it look like I'm doing the chore for a month?" Carlos saw the flash of pride in Javier's eyes before it disappeared. "That was better than winning,"